Paul, thanks so much for joining us.
Excellent. Glad to be here. Good to see you, Keith, and really excited to talk through a few things.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to you about Nexthink, which is optimizing the digital employee experience. So let's talk about that. What does Nexthink do?
Nexthink is the cutting edge organization out there because we have defined what the digital employee experience solution set is. Truly, we've created this category and it has set everyone on a path to do more for their employees. And what I mean by that is every time an employee opens up their laptop, it not only boots in 2 seconds, but we make sure that it runs beautifully from that point forward, no matter what that employee has going on. Legitimately, that is what digital employee experience is about. And we take the notion of what sometimes people refer to as proactive IT to an entirely different level. That is Nexthink.
And this is a very complex thing to accomplish. So, like, what are the typical customer base that Nexthink is working with?
The majority of our customers are in the G2K or the a large enterprise space. A couple logos to reference. We work with very successful and high-profile organizations. As an example, AXA, Allianz, Fidelity Investments, Nike, Starbucks, PayPal. All of these organizations that are trying to make sure that their employees' productivity and their digital experience, which is synonymous with that, is at the highest priority for the organization, because they understand that if their employees that are at the 10,000 employees or more level is at the creme de la creme, that their organization is going to be that much more successful. So it really pairs with the overall success of the organization and how much they care about their actual employees as well.
Obviously, what you guys are doing is very meaningful, but like, what's the state of the state at Nexthink? Like, what's the latest with the company in terms of size of employee base or whatever else you can share?
The company has continued to hit major milestones. And for example, we just hit our 20-year anniversary, which is kind of crazy to think about because we still operate as a startup. That innovative spirit, that entrepreneurial spirit is part of the culture and that you feel each and every day at this wonderful place. But on top of that, we just surpassed 250 million in ARR, which is a major milestone as we continue to think about how we're going to get to the next major markers along those lines. We have 1,100 employees across the globe, all across the entire globe. And on top of that, we also are embarking on major trade show endeavors where we have a presence from a brand recognition standpoint at all different types of locations and moments and events across the US and as well as in Europe.
Now, once someone does join the team at Nexthink, what's it like working there? What's the day-to-day culture like?
I truly mean this. I love coming to work every single day. And yeah, I know a lot of people say that, but I genuinely mean that. And there's a reason that I come to the office about 4 days a week. Now, that isn't required, but I do it because I just love the vibe. I love the people. I love the camaraderie. I think there's an element where not only is that innovative and entrepreneurial spirit pervasive across the organization, but the idea of lending a hand and making sure that people find ways together to just get things done is part of what Nexthink is all about. I mean, if you think about what our mission is, right, to delight people at work through the digital employee experience, that's also part of what the existing culture is when it comes to executing and making an impact. And that's the other piece about the culture. We make sure that everyone knows what they need to get done, how to get it done, but then how they can measure and feel that and know that they're making that impact day in, day out.
Now, top tier talent, regardless of market conditions, they always have options. So why should Nexthink be on the radar for job seekers?
I think there's a couple of different reasons. One is the overall culture. I mentioned it a moment ago, but the energy and the feeling and the vibe that you get when you interact with other Nexthinkers is something that I haven't ever felt in my career. And I've been to a couple different employers, right? Some that were really, really large, some that were mid-size. But the sweet spot of what we have going on with the size of the organization that we have is such an attractive place to be where you can make your mark, know you're making that impact, And on top of that, have the camaraderie and the tremendous experience to know that you're doing this as a team. So I can't underscore that enough. On top of that, when you think about the customers that we have, when you think about the impact of what this particular category, what our solution set is doing, it's unmatched. We created this category, we continue to rise above, and we are the leader within this category. And if you really want to know what you're doing and how it's making it a true difference for other employers, for other employees at these major organizations, this is the place to be. Because it is the future of what needs to happen and how other organizations are going to start to continually measure their success and the happiness of their employees.
Well, if you are interested in exploring opportunities at Nexthink, you need to go to their company page on VentureFizz, which has all their job listings. Go to venturefizz.com/Nexthink, and you'll see their listings there. Paul, thanks so much for taking the time to walk us through all the great things happening at the company.
Appreciate the time. And come one, come all. It's a wonderful place to be.